A lot of people have asked me over the past few years, what is my culling system and how do I use it? Number one starts with the Rapala tournament scale. It has a pretty awesome clip. It's a non-puncturing clip, which I love. You know, you put it on this fish's mouth, it doesn't puncture a hole in them. And I do use non-puncturing cull clips. But the biggest thing with this, for me, is it always allows me to know what I have. So those tournaments that I know sort of, you know, where I'm at, or hey, after day one I'm 12 pounds and I'm in 30th place, then, you know, if I catch 15, 16 pounds, I know, you know, right on here, rather than guessing, I know my weight, I know what to call. And especially if it's one of those tournaments you're catching a ton of fish, and you're culling by ounces, I don't even have to go back to the live well, balance beam. There's a lot of wasted time in a tournament, and I try to figure out what would work best for me, and this is the best setup just for the fact of, you know, yes, it takes some time by the time when you weigh these fish, and you have to call them here and there, you know, in the first 5, but overall, if you're catching a lot of fish throughout the day, this is going to save you a heck of a lot of time with catching those fish and weighing them. So I actually kept 3 spotted bass, little small spotted bass, just to show you guys, for instance, how I use this. I have 2 of them, and one's a, you know, just a little 12-incher, about a half a pound, and the other one just a little bit over that, and I have a 3rd one in there. So what I would do, let me grab number 3 out of here. Now here's number 3, and here's the cull clips that I use. This is Cull Coast actually makes this one. It's a 2.0, and these are pretty simple to use. I would definitely recommend the 2.0s, not the 1.0s. They're a little bit larger. So you want the 2.0s, especially for the smaller fish and the smallmouth. So you'll see that I put my finger into that little clamp right there. So I push in here. So I'm pushing in here, and I'm moving those out of the way. So push, and it opens it up. Now all I got to do is, when I say I just caught this fish, I'm gonna put him in here. I'm gonna put him in as number, I'm actually gonna say we have a 2 fish limit, so we have 2 fish already in there. So I'm gonna have this fish right here, and he weighs 1 pound. You wanna make sure you wait until that fish settles down. Stop it. Stop it, buddy. So I'll actually lock my scale. Boom, lock. Try to wipe it off. And now I gotta pick which box that I want to use. So like if number 1 is the smallest one right there, I'll hit number 1, which is, might be hard for you to see it. So I'll go ahead, I'll go in here, I'll grab number 1 right there. Ooh, grab number 1 right quick and let him go. See you later, dude. And then now my new number 1 is this guy. So I'll end up opening that up, clamp it down there, right there on the top of his, right, you don't want to clamp his lip, you know, you want to make it sure it's right there, just inside of his mouth. Make sure to clamp it hard so that way it doesn't get off, and you let him go in there, and then you're good to go. So now, you know, if I was fishing, you know, I knew my smallest one was number 2. Now in this system, you know, rather than other systems out there, you're gonna have to call them yourself, so you really have to pay attention. You can see all your weights, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then your total weight is actually totaled up down there in the very bottom box. I like it because I can see everything in one particular screen, rather than having to worry about, okay, there's a, you know, a fish over here and a fish over there, and making sure I go through all the boxes and which one tells me the smallest one is. I'd rather do it myself, preferably see all that stuff and go to, you know, and know exactly what I have. So that's my culling system right there. Starts with the Rapala tournament scale, and then this Cull Coast 2.0s. You know, you can use some other stuff, and then and also, now I'll tell you real quick here before, I actually do have a cull beam. So if it does get close, if it gets close, I'll use a cull beam, just in case it's a couple ounces here and there. You know, I've never actually weighed a fish, believe it or not. Now, I never weighed a fish that was heavier on this scale and then ended up being lighter when I ended up cull beaming them. So the only other thing that I will tell you about the Rapala tournament scale, make sure when you turn it on that you hit the clear scale. So that's what that's going to do, is basically sometimes you'll turn it on and it'll be like 0.5, 0.8, you know, just really small amount of weight, but you don't want that to offset something, and you just hit clear scale and it'll go to clear. You put the fish on there, clamp them on, and then you weigh them and you're good to go. So hopefully you guys, you know, if you're looking for a new cull system, that's mine. It's worked really good for the last 3 or 4 years. I actually taught and gave a scale to Mark Daniels Jr., and he's, you know, he's set on it. Same thing with DC. You know, obviously there might be some other opportunities out there, other scales and other Cull clips out there. If you guys have some, let me know. But I just, you know, this is my scale for right now. This is my system. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit something.